everybody, it's Frankie-Lou. I'm here at the Mountainside Homestead in Golden where I'm doing yet another cheat with the winter sowing method. This time I'm calling it the garlic and green cheat, and as most of my little experiments have come to be, it's due to an error that I made and now I'm having to work with it. In the fall, we purchased a whole bunch of this really beautiful, wonderful organic hardneck garlic from a local organic grower. And with all the best intentions of getting it out into the garden and planting it up in the fall when it's supposed to happen. But life got away from us and now we have a ton of this beautiful garlic. We're eating some of it, but we still really do want to get some growing because it was the most wonderful garlic we've ever had, and the scapes are great off of it too. What we're going to do, and I have grown garlic in with winter sowing before, but it didn't develop as nicely and as fully because I was putting them out in the spring. So this is the theory, and I believe it should work because I am just adding some extra growing time onto this garlic, as it does require a little more time and it does enjoy the cold that happens, a dormancy period after it starts growing. What I'm going to do is I'm reusing one of my water cooler bottles that I did last year. These are great for winter sowing, particularly for winter sowing in place when you want to be growing stuff that you can leave and you don't have to transplant. So I've got some lovely organic soil that I'm going to fill it with. And when you're growing something like garlic, you do want to have it be planting it down a good 3 to 4 inches. So that's one of the reasons why the water cooler bottle is great, okay? Because there's going to be enough depth to both plant the garlic and then allow for the root development. So this is a nice big planter that I'm going to be planting this garlic in. And I'm going to break my garlic up. So like I said, it's a hardneck variety. And I find that hardneck varieties are where I get my best scapes from. So we really enjoyed the scapes off of these last year as well. I'm separate. Look at the size of these cloves. That's a single clove. That's going to make a wonderful head of garlic. And as you can see, it already is trying to grow some little roots there. So this should come along nicely. I'm going to break this up. Okay. Now I want to put these into the container. Roots side down, pointy side out. You want to take off the excess paper. It's okay to leave a layer or two, but you don't want to leave tons of that on there. All right. So just doing some extra peeling. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that garlic and I'm going to push it down a good 3 inches, 2 to 3 inches at least. Okay, I'm only going to be able to probably get about 5 cloves in here because you want to make sure you're planting your garlic. Oh my gosh, look at the size of that clove. It's huge. This stuff was amazing, so I couldn't let it not get planted. You want these cloves to be a few inches apart so that there's room for good head development. So I sort of planted this like a dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 in the middle. Now, I'm not going to place this outside because when you plant garlic in the fall, what you usually do is you plant it a couple of weeks before last frost so it has time to develop. And ideally what's going to happen is in the fall, once the greens are starting to poke through, the first frost is going to come and then that garlic is dormant for several months, and around here almost 6 months, and then it grows again in the spring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in a sunny spot in the house so that the roots start to develop and also the greens start to poke through. Once I notice the greens are poking through the soil, I'm going to sprinkle it as I would a greens winter sowing container, put the lid back outside, and then it goes outside. Then come spring, I'm going to get some nice greens out of here, and a few months later I'll get some nice garlic cloves out of here as well. I've had pretty great success with growing greens in these and semi-success growing the garlic in these, so I figured that giving it this opportunity to fully develop some roots and have dormancy before going into the winter sowing season, it's got a better chance. I'll give you some updates. I'm pretty confident this is going to work because I know lots of people who have had success growing garlic in containers this size. But if you have questions or comments, please do send them along. And as always, I hope you'll take this chance to grow together today. Have a great one.